before I go, I wanted to identify one moment in the game, the Nepo game, where I felt like Nepo missed a very serious chance to put problems. No, Grishik is not intimidating, actually. Sasha is very, very nice. Like, he's extremely courteous. He's a great commentator. I think we had really good chemistry. And I'm just not as experienced commentating in Russian. So one thing I did was I listened to some previous broadcasts to get a sense of what phrases they used. I haven't listened to a lot of Russian broadcasts, whether in sports or in chess. So, those transitional phrases and stuff, I'm not as familiar with what people say. And it was a little bit stressful, and of course I was the lead commentator because I'm more experienced. Whoops. Okay, so chess.com. This is chess.ru. All right, so this Rai Lopez opening is pretty common. Rook b8. So Carlsen has been playing e4 e5 throughout the match. I'm actually going to make a prediction about Magnus's next black game. I think he's going to play a Sveshnikov. I don't think he's going to. Thank you. I don't think he's going to repeat e4 e5 for some reason. I don't know why, but it seems to me that he's gotten too many dubious positions. And in game one, he's played b4 and bishop b7 in this position. Now he plays a third move, which is rook b8. Yeah, we might see a Rosalimo. Thank you, Zugzwang-esque. And they follow a theoretical line up until around this point. I mean, here there's already not that many games, and somewhere around this moment, Magnus makes an inaccuracy. It's not entirely clear where. But already, once you have the trade on e4, white is better. And there's a couple of reasons why. One of them is that this knight on c6 is totally limited by the pawn. White's knight has a lot of excellent prospects. White's got a better placed bishop. So these combination of factors give white an edge. And that edge started to grow. Magnus tries to, remaneuver his pieces. He gets his knight to g6, bishop e3, queen e8, and this is the critical moment. Nepo has been playing very fast up to this moment. Here, Grishuk suggested a very, very powerful move that was later verified by the engines. Nepo, within 5 minutes, plays the move rook e to d1, which is a reasonable looking move, right? He repositions his rook to a semi-open file, to an open file. But this move actually loses all of the advantage because it lets Magnus consolidate with bishop e6, and then you have essentially no more chances until the rest of the game. But the move c4 poses tremendous problems for black. And it's not an intuitive move at first, right? It doesn't look that good because why would you block the bishop? But the point is that the pawn is advancing all the way to c5. It's going to push the bishop back to e7, and black is going to experience difficulties untangling. The knight's going to come into f5. This is just bad for black. And if black plays c5, then the bishop is loose. Knight f5 hits the bishop, and the c5 pawn is weak. This other bishop can come out to a4, by the way. So we couldn't find an adequate move for black. Bishop b4, rook d1. And if black goes c5 here, then the bishop is totally imprisoned. And white potentially has access to the d6 square. But it was really weird that Nepo played so quickly here. He just didn't sense how problematic I think black's position was. Or he did and just didn't realize that subtlety was required here. But anyways, he played rook e d1. And after bishop e6, you have this, mass liquidation. Nepo had to take with a queen. Another thing he might have overlooked from a distance is rook takes a4 allows rook b2, which is really strong. And now black completely equalizes. I mean, you hit the rook, pressure the pawn. So definitely we can say that Nepo played too quickly in this game. And once you had the endgame, white is a tiny bit better. But Sasha and I never found anything concrete. Magnus played fine here. Maybe not the most accurate, but, the repositioning of the knight to e6 was nice. And then once he played f6, there was nothing concrete. No, I disagree. I definitely, it's not as, you can't say sort of primitively that one of them wants a draw. They're playing the position. No, I'm sure he saw c4. I think he underestimated how powerful the idea. I think there are two things happen. Two things are possible. The first is he didn't fully register how dangerous the pawn advance to c5 is for black. the more likely theory is that he thought, let me improve my position first, and then later I'll be able to go c4. So for example, he might have been thinking, here he can take on d7 and go c4, and maybe he thought this was just as good. But here there's a very specific line. Black plays queen c6, and after c5, wow, thank you, Alexander, for the raid of the party of 172. I'm just about to head on out because I won't be able to play the finals, but we're just finishing up a discussion of the World Championship game, which I commentated this morning. I'm not sure if you were streaming in Russian or English, but no, it's not even rook b5, but the move rook f to d8 is very strong. And obviously, c takes d6, impossible. And on the next move, black is going to tuck the bishop away on f8, which is a very safe square. Much better than keeping the bishop on this awkward e7 square. And that's the bottom line. I think this line maybe Nepo missed. And once he realized that, he was clearly dejected. Well, white can play c4 here, but he doesn't threaten c5 anymore because now the bishop on b3 is x-rayed. So c4 doesn't threaten anything. Again, black has time to consolidate with queen c6, rook d8, bishop f8. So when you're thinking about these games, you can see how everything comes down to these very, very fine subtleties. You can't make any grand generalizations. It's all very specific, like the reason why Nepo didn't, let's say, win this game or get more winning chances. Surprising. Yeah, so hopefully this explanation makes sense. And it is surprising to me that Nepo is not, I don't know, I feel like there's some sort of a lack of, I don't want to say passion, because in his shoes I would have probably lost all 5 games. But there is a certain lack of energy on both of their parts that's a little bit disappointing. It's just a sense that I can't point to any specific, well, I can point to specific moves, but it just seems like neither of them wants to be there somehow. I mean, Grishuk said this, and it seems like they're, neither wants to take any serious risks, and they might still be feeling each other out, and you might see a complete turnaround in the match, but definitely it's been on the boring side, and no question about it. No, I don't think Magnus is concerned. I think it's important for him to pose problems in the next game. I think the day after tomorrow, he has the white pieces. I think it's going to be important for him to at least, even if the game ends in a draw, to at least get some sort of advantage out of the opening. Because I don't think Magnus can keep giving away the white color. And I feel like with every draw that Nepo makes with black, he adds confidence. So the current score is 2.5, 2.5, 5 draws. And I'll be commentating on Friday with Sasha Kosteniuk, who just rated me in Russian in Chess.com. Yeah, the second game was the most interesting. All right, guys. Well, I am going to head on out. I will also be doing Speed Chess Championship tomorrow with Aman. So I will be very busy in the next few days. I might stream later today again. I probably don't think so. I'm just maybe going to take some time to rest. It's been a very long day so far. But I'm sorry that I can't stay for the AK finals. I have like 3 or 4 things I have to get done before the second half of the day. So my apologies for that. But I warned you. All right. I'm going to raid. Let's raid. I feel like if Min is in the finals, I'm going to raid Min. Do you guys? Yeah, let me see. Oh, yeah, Min is definitely in. I'm going to raid Min. And we wish him the best of luck in the playoffs. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you to chess.com for the raid and Alexander for the raid. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the SCC on chess.com in the morning. So make sure to tune in. It's going to be a Report versus Nihal. Super interesting match. Thank you guys. And goodbye.